It's Diane, and it's Quilty Merch Monday, and it is July 13th, and today we are in our seasonal room. We have a room in the back of our store that has Christmas, winter, and fall fabrics in it, and we're here because this week, fall fabrics, yardage, which is all down on the bottom shelf here, and all of our pre-cuts for yardage is 25% off this week in store and online. And so we've got some fat quarter bundles that are really pretty that I'm going to show you. First off is this collection. It is called Gather Together by Benartex, and it starts out with a plaid, and let's just take this out of here so you can see it better, because this is really pretty fabric. We've got a beautiful plaid and leaves and pumpkins, and we've got some pumpkins with a black background. We've got a word toss. There's sunflowers. There's sunflowers with a teal background, which is really, really pretty. And then we've got a dark background with the lettering. And so this is the fat quarter bundle that had this 15% off sticker price on it. Well, yeah, we're 25% off this week. So we have this bundle. We have another bundle by Studio E that is Autumn Fields, and this fabric is super pretty. We still have some of this fabric, all of these fabrics on the bolt too. So if you buy a bundle, you can definitely get yardage for backing and binding and borders and those kind of things. So we've got a gorgeous, gorgeous fall colors, saturated greens, and a really pretty bias plaid, gorgeous pumpkins, paisleys and filigree leaves. And so this is the Autumn Fields collection. Really, really pretty fat quarter bundles and yardage 25% off. Our third collection is called Curated Blooms, and Curated Blooms is not here in the seasonal room. It's up in the hallway close to the front, but we're going to look at it. And so we've got most of this yardage still in stock. There are a few SKUs that are sold out, but this is a really pretty collection of peach and looks like kind of a gingery or a gingerbread kind of dark. It's a really warm brown with gold tones in it, and the beautiful flowers and geometrics, navy blue, green, and golds. And then the main print, it's got the beautiful artwork on it. So Curated Blooms is also on sale 25% off, and it's not here, it's in the other room. This collection is called Pumpkin Spice, and it is one by Riley Blake. And so this Pumpkin Spice collection, this is a 15-piece fat quarter bundle, and it's got a completely different colorway. We've got some taupe and rich rust and cream and browns with leaves, and a really dark kind of emeraldy kind of green, cute ginghams, really pretty florals and pumpkins. And it's just a softer, more muted collection of fall fabric. And so it is 25% off this week. We've got our beautiful bolts of fabric over here, including the new ones that just came in from In the Beginning Fabrics by Jason Yenter. These are really pretty, like the gold with the leaves that are just gorgeous. So we have some really, really pretty fall fabrics in stock. And so we are 25% off this week. And so the other thing I want to show you is something new in the store, which somebody asked me, can you do a video and show? We have our new binding spools. And the binding spools are $4.95. They're 3D printed in Springfield, Missouri. I've got them in 5 colors. I have a pink, we have a magenta pink, we have an orange, we have a purple one. Here's the purple one, and we have a white one. And they've all got our logo on them, and they've all got a slot in the top with kind of a starburst design, and then they all have a slot on the side. And these are an original design. And so what you do is, if you've got binding that's on the floor in a pile beside your sewing machine, so what you do is you start by, turn around here, put the end of your binding in the slot so that it holds it in place. And that way you can wind your binding around this, and you've got yards and yards and yards of binding, and then at the end, the slot, put your binding through the top. That way it holds your binding in place on the spool so it doesn't get away from you. There are a lot of ladies who like to put a chain through one end and out the other and around their neck so that they can actually feed the binding like this as they're sitting at their sewing machine. So you can also do that. We don't have the chains available, but I'm sure that you could probably find one at home, or use some nylon twine or something like that to make a necklace if you want to feed it through forward like this. But this is our binding spool, and this is an exclusive to our store. It's got our name on it, and the person who designed it is in Springfield, and so this is a local made in the USA product. So this is our binding spool, but let me get it through there. So yes, you can just hold your binding and keep it in place. But if you've got multiple bindings that you've got waiting for quilts to get back from your quilter, you can go ahead and make your binding, put it on a spool, have several of them available, and have your binding ready to go, which is super convenient. So 25% off on fall fabrics in the seasonal room, and a couple of collections out in the hallway. And so I've got another one to show you. Also included in our fall collection that's on sale, 25% off, is the Buck Wild collection. And this is a collection by Quilty Fabrics. And so since deer hunting starts in the fall in Missouri, where we are in southern Missouri, archery season starts in September, and then firearms season starts in mid-November for a couple of weeks, and then we go back to archery, and then it goes to black powder season, which are the muzzle loaders, and then back to archery season in January. And trust me, I know this because my husband is a deer hunter, and so this is definitely fall fabric. And so we're going to put Buck Wild 25% off in our store on sale. And so Buck Wild includes prints that we have, like a beautiful deer toss that's on a navy blue background. We've got the deer toss on green. This is like a picture patches on blue. And then we've got a leaf toss. We've got small deer. This is kind of a really deep green fabric, deep green background on this one. And then we've got a picture patches on the, looks like a light gray. And we've got the deer on a black background, and then we've got some blenders. And some of the blenders, if you look close, like the blue and the tan, there's actually a stag in the middle of the medallion. You can see right here, there's a stag in the middle of the medallion. And so we also have two different panels that go with Buck Wild. This is one of the two panels with the 9 picture patches. And then let me move the camera so that you can see. We've got another deer panel that's a 36-inch panel that is just the deer, you know, like a hero shot kind of thing. And so we've got the deer collection that's called Buck Wild from Quilty Fabrics, and it is part of our 25% off this week. Next up, as part of our fall 25% off for 1 week only, we are going to include Halloween. So we've got Halloween fat quarter bundles of the Frank and Friends collection. We've got pre-cuts. We've got the 2.5-inch roly-polies. We have 10-inch stackers, 5-inch stackers. We have lots of fat quarters. We have lots of yardage. We have the Frank and Friends collection, but behind, I'll show you, we've also got some other yardage that's Halloween that's really cute from a variety of different manufacturers. And so we've got some pre-cuts that are really cute, and we've got Halloween that is going to be 25% off this week on the yardage and the pre-cuts. Kits are not included this week. Also, we're going to do a deal. Let me turn the camera a little bit this way. We're going to do a deal on Minky and Fleece. And so we've got a bunch of the Cuddle 3-yard pre-cuts. Some of them are 108 by 90. We've got several colors of these that are the Shannon Cuddle. And then we also have them that are even larger. These are pre-cuts, and these are, I think, 108 by 108 or 108 by 110. Yeah, 108/110 by 108. And these are normally $72.95. All of our Minky and Fleece we're going to put on sale at 20% off this week. So we've got the pre-cuts in several colors, and then we also have some yardage that is 90 wide. We've got some magenta pink, we have some chocolate brown, and then we're also going to put our fleece on sale. And the fleece includes we've got Spider-Man, we've got Snoopy, we have a red solid fleece, we also have Green Bay Packer fleece, Kansas City Chiefs fleece. We have Dallas Cowboys fleece. And if we come over here, you know, let me move the camera. See if I can get it in the shot. Maybe move the camera down a bit. We've also got 60 wide Minky that is a Christmas print. It's a plaid. We've got 60 wide, a little bit left that's black. We have this 60 wide Minky that's a Tula Pink Minky that is from Tabby Road Deja Vu. It's called, oh, what's it called? Techno Mint is the color, and it's the fur balls. We have Minnie Mouse fleece that is 60 wide, and this is polyester fleece or polyester Minky. We also have a bolt of black fleece. It's solid black, which would be good for a lot of different projects. You could use it for Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City, you know, projects, you know, hunting. We also have a Real Tree camo that is a 60 wide polyester fleece. It's also going to be 20% off this week. And then let's see, back here we have a bright blue. That's a Cuddle. It's a 60 wide. And then we have St. Louis Cardinals. In the toss, we have St. Louis Cardinals in the plaid. That's a buffalo plaid. And then we have Kansas City Royals buffalo plaid, and a Kansas City Royals logo toss. In addition to, this is a 90 wide Cuddle. So we have a lot of choices for Minky and fleece for this week, and they are 20% off. So let's go on to our next thing I want to show you. Next up is our $10 book of the week. This week it is Civil War Legacies, and this is a book that's got I think 14 or 14 time-honored quilts for reproduction fabrics. But I think if you look closely and you look at the patterns, you would see that these would be beautiful quilts with bright floral or modern fabrics. And so definitely think about the patterns and look outside the box. So we've got some beautiful, I'll show you, patterns that would be really pretty with bright modern fabrics. You don't have to use Civil War reproduction fabrics for these patterns. And so there's a big collection, and I think these would all be, I would call them maybe confident beginner, and definitely some of them, a couple of them might be intermediate, but I just don't think that there's anything in here that any of my shoppers couldn't do. I mean, there's a very cool quilt for like Quilts of Valor or Quilts of Honor. Definitely pretty quilts, but think about these patterns and think about them outside the box. So the other thing I have for you is our pattern deal of the week, and this one is the Starlet pattern by Beverly McCullough. She originally designed it for the Melody fabric line, but I think this would be really pretty in a lot of the fall fabrics that we have on sale this week for 25% off. This is regularly a $9.95 pattern, so it's going to be $7.95 this week. I think I only have 4 or 5 of them left, and so it's a very pretty pattern. And then last up, we've got 5 different Lori Holt Farmer's Daughter prints that came in. These 3 are low volume backgrounds, and then we have the gold floral and then the bandana. And so those are new to the store this week. So this week only, the week of July 13th, 25% off fall fabrics, 20% off Minky and fleece, and then our book deal and our spools, our binding spools that are $4.95, and then our pattern on sale for $7.95. So shop with us this week in store or online at DianneSews.com. Thanks so much for shopping with me. Thanks for watching. Love the feedback that I get, and love that everybody's mentioning that they see the videos and they're coming in and shopping. So thanks again, and see you soon.